Welcome to Rock Shop Talk. Our show talks best practices, fun anecdotes, and the latest cutting-edge technology in our field to kick your screen printing gears into hyperdrive. Today's episode features the topic of ROQ Roots, and we're joined by our special guests, Joao and Nuno Venda of ROQ International. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.
I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk. Today we are discussing ROQ Roots, and we are joined by our special guests, Joao and Nuno Venda of ROQ International in Portugal. I'm ROQ US President Ross Hunter, alongside of our creative producer, Mr. Merrill Caps.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
And how are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you, Ross and Merrill, to invite us to join this moment with you guys in this shop talk.
Absolutely.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming.
What time is it out there right now?
It's almost 5 p.m. here.
Yeah.
All right. 5 p.m., 9 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
It's a fun time difference. Absolutely.
5 o'clock somewhere.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah. It's a great Alan Jackson song.
It's here.
We want to start out the show just by giving some updates on what's going on here at ROQ US, and then we will get into what's going on at ROQ International and give some people some great history on the company and how ROQ came to be. So our bus,
it's happening.
Roxy. That's the bus's name. We named it Roxy.
It's the name, okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice name.
That's a nice name. It's got ROQ in there. It's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Is almost done getting wrapped at Opaque. Super legit. And I think Dallas even sent out social posts. So those of you following Opaque screen printing can get a little special preview. Thanks for doing that, Dallas, and stealing our thunder. But yeah, get a little preview of what it looks like. We'll get it out of there. We've got a couple more things that we've got to tidy up on it, and then we'll hopefully plan our first trip. I know I've been getting actually some texts and stuff about people when he comes to see me. When's ROQ getting on the road? So
ready.
Should be a fun time. Also, anyone tuning into our social channels, website, we've got some awesome information on the new ROQ Fit that we launched this year. It fits, which is exciting. Fits through doorways, fits into your business, fits into your budget. Check it out. It's an awesome, way to go from manual to auto, as well as for all of our, auto owners out there that, need to add capacity but don't have a lot of space. It fits.
It fits in many ways.
What a great name.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of puns, a lot of ways to talk about that.
It makes my job very, very easy.
Yeah, it's fun.
So thank you.
Fits your budget.
Yeah. Absolutely. Really exciting. Super stoked to roll it out. ROQ International did a great job putting that project together. And it took Joao, about a year, right? From kind of this idea being thought of to, the engineering process and everything that went behind to get it done until it got here. Really cool.
Yeah, I remember it's almost a year so far when you guys came here. You, Bobby, and Ryan, and we were discussing about to have like a small little press to fit any door, to have proper pallet arms for sleeve printing. I think that was our very, very first equipment that you guys were really involved on project, and also the name was I remember was your idea. From Brian, from you, and almost a year later we're starting promoting this little machine. I think it's a good tool, could be a good solution for many printers as an entry level equipment.
Absolutely. Yeah. We appreciate all the hard work that went into that, and it's exciting to see it finally get released, and we've got people excited about it. So very, very, very cool. So I wanted to start out and give you guys an opportunity just to really introduce yourself. What's your role there at ROQ International? And then we'll dive into kind of, the origin of rock, etc. So I'll start, Joao, if you want to let everyone know. I know a ton of people out here have met you, talked to you. You've been at trade shows for years. So for those that don't know that have met you, what is it that you do every day?
Well, my name is Joao Sa. Joao is like John in English, and John in Portuguese. My role here is export manager on sales department. I'm responsible for all North America and Central America region. I'm here in the factory to give support to all the dealers and distributors in those regions. So I'm here in ROQ, working in this company since 2004.
Awesome. Very cool. And Nuno.
Hi, 2004. Okay, I'm not from 2004. I started here 10 years later. I came to start the marketing department. It's been a long road. We created the ROQ brand in 2015. So the first year was done doing that. And I've been here working all the marketing and marketing positioning and working with the commercial team. However, if Joao allows me, because he is very humble, but he's the right person to talk about the history of the company, because he's been with the company long before 2004, since he's son of one of the founders of the company. So there's no better person to actually explain what the company represents and its values. Actually, it was his father that taught me those same values, but I'm sure he was a better student than I was.
That's awesome, man. And Nuno Venda, Venda meaning to sell, right?
Venda,
in Portuguese.
Yeah.
And you're in marketing. So it kind of goes together.
And
right?
I'm in marketing. I actually started in chemistry, but eventually life brought me here. And I'm happy. I prefer marketing and people to atoms.
That's awesome. So, Joao, if you could get into how did ROQ start? It's a very interesting story. I mean, I've heard it. I've gotten the pleasure to meet, your dad, your uncle, spend some time with your family and really get to understand the origins of the company. But let's tell our viewers, where did this start? Because it's a very cool story.
Yeah, it's ROQ is a family. It was a family business for a while, for 30 years, starting in 1983 in a very small garage. And actually, the name of the company is San ROQ, S-ROQ. It means San ROQ is a saint name. The reason is when we start in a small garage, my father and my uncle, the garage was closed by that chapel, and they were trying several names to give a name to the company, to their partnership. And they tried this one, to try that one, and at the end, you know what? That's called the same name to the company, kind of San ROQ Iron Works Limited, something like that, and because the chapel was right there.
It's literally, I think you took me by there. It's a really small chapel that's in the middle of the street that the house was on where they started. So it's almost like a roundabout. And at the roundabout, there was I actually vividly remember that. It's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, at the time, I remember my dad was working in the power plants, working the dams to produce power. My uncle background was to be like a mechanic working with turns and CNC equipment, and they're both they were both very, very smart to work in mechanics, very creative. And I remember when, especially my uncle started earlier in this small garage, doing almost everything, like the wheels for bikes and any kind of attachments. So then my dad joined him in the garage, the same role. until they start the business and they start the name Roq in 1983. And then they were seeking for opportunities on textile business. I remember they were doing support to screen print shops, to do maintenance on the existing screen printing machines. I remember the most part were Italian manufacturers. I do remember some MHMs from Austria. So they start by providing service to those machines until they realize the opportunity to start with their own product. And then we start with our own screen printing machine. But not only, I do remember start with doing screen printing machines. We did like machines to put buttons in the jeans, some machines to bend fabric. So we were doing almost like everything the client wants. If is there an opportunity, we'll do like a custom product per request. And suddenly we start slowly entering the screen printing shops with our own screen printing machines, our own flash gears, our own dryers. Later, we introduced the folding lines, packaging machines. So that's the story of 30 years. I remember 30 years later, they sold the business to a Equity Group, and the company was growing since then, and still growing. We still have a future, a great future waiting for us. We're still investing on this type of business, this type of technology. So we have big goals to reach.
And that went from a single car garage to how many square meters now are you guys on?
37,000, if I'm not mistaken.
37,000 square meters.
Meters. Square foot is an insane number. 250,000, if I'm not mistaken. However, I would like to point out one thing from Joao's words. I'm always looking that way because he's over there. The motto of the company, the creating solutions, it's born with the two of them in 83 in the garage, because they didn't have a product. So they started creating solutions for every problem they got. So every opportunity, they took it, but that became imprinted in our DNA. That's because why we still today, we create solutions. So when we get a new partner, it's not a staple. We actually study what they have and see what they need. And that's a big part of who we are.
Absolutely. I mean, that actually takes us back to the ROQ Fit conversation.
Yeah, that's it.
We had people with a problem, and you guys created a solution to fix it. So, and we've done a lot of that over the years, in our partnership, just in terms of learning from our consumer base, what are their needs, how do we fix them, and it's been years of problem solving, which is really cool. It's a really big part of how your company is founded, and it's great because it's not just like here.
We never lost that. Yeah, we never lost that trait, and we work hard to keep it alive. And if you allow me, we started in the garage, and then we went to a small building that actually the drawings are here. Let me see the date, 87. So we actually moved in 87. And we came to the current facilities, I think, in 92, Joao, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes, I think between 92 and 95. After that building you showed, just curious, because that building was, a part was a bakery. The other part was, we were like neighbors from the bakery.
It's a nice place to work. I would take me next door to a bakery.
I remember anytime we need to paint the structures and the wheels from the screen, the round screen printing press. I remember the wheel had to pass the door, like rolling like a wheel, passing the door and going to another room to get paint. And then we went in another facility, in another building,
which is a current one, right?
No, an other before this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, all the buildings were rented, not belonging to the company. I think this one here, when we are since 95,
Something
it's
like that. Okay.
our proper building, our own building since then. So
Nice.
That's awesome. It's a really cool place to visit. It is. You kind of need a golf cart. We never have one. You guys should get a rock cart, because it's a lot of walking.
yeah, it is. You need about
But it
1 hour, 2 hours for a full tour here.
yeah.
Wow.
And you need a lot of horsepower in that cart because there's some steep climbs.
Yeah, some big hills to climb. So, in all these moves, now you guys, you're where you're at home. You've got this, big piece of land. I know that, there's room to expand and room to grow. What currently is being expanded on in terms of the current facility? Like what's kind of the next big stage here for expansion?
Joao, would you like to?
No, go ahead.
The space we've been growing. The space is huge, but now we're growing in different directions. We are optimizing the space we have. Mm-hmm. So there's projects for another pavilion. We started with 1. We now are at 9, I think. So we have space, but the next big project is to make a better use of the streets. So we're building smart.
Nice. Very cool.
So we are expanding our CNC department. Is going to be expanded in that new building. Next time you come here, you'll see like a big first floor and with a tunnel. So
over the street, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A quick question before we go to break. Go ahead, Nuno.
I was just going to say, so Ross, if you stand in front of the main pavilion that we have, mm-hmm. and you have a slope down, right? We're going to cover that, and we're going to make a top floor for the CNC department.
Very cool. Very cool.
Question for Joao. So it seems to me that the motto, creating solutions, is the way to stay relevant in any time. Do you credit that mentality or something else, or in conjunction with that, for the ability to go from the garage to a global expansion within just one generation? Because that's remarkable.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like what we are now, it's part of what we are, how should I say, our DNA that in the origin, since my uncle and my dad being available to listen to the client. And at the time, all our clients were in like 50 kilometers around our shop. So they were almost local clients because we're here in the center of a big textile region. Not so big nowadays, but it was big in the late 80s. And there's still a significant number of screen printing shops here, mostly working for Spanish brands and European brands most. And they're very demanding, should say. And being very demanding, it's important to push us for perfection. The point is, we were trying to enter in these clients to serve them with solutions and then providing our own product. And our own product was developed with all inputs from local clients, and how easy that was from us to go visit and adjust and calibrate and customize. So this is I think it was very important to help us to build like a brand and build like a solid reputation on our type of equipment. And until the beginning of the new century, when we really start going to be an international company, I think it was very important, these first steps, from a very small shop garage to be like a medium company. Now we are a big company. We are more than 500 employees so far. Two branches, one in Brazil, another in the US with you guys. So I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, also
awesome.
Rock
yes,
solid,
but Joao, if I may add a small note, what Joao said is absolutely fundamental. We had to have a great product. We do have one of the best products in the world, and that allows us to be global. But then there's a second step, which is to actually go global. And for that, we're Portuguese. We discovered the world 500 years ago once, and here we
start
actually
globalization.
Did more or less the same now in this millennia.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will talk some more about ROQ International and what is going on there. So we will be right back.
The ROQ Shop Talk podcast is your home for all things digital and screen printing. Co-hosts Ross Hunter and Meryl Capps interview industry professionals and newcomers alike to bring you the best and most helpful unfiltered insight and stories to kick your business into hyperdrive. To subscribe and even request to be on the show, please visit roq.us/ROQ Shop Talk. That's roq.us/ROQ Shop Talk.
Want to welcome everybody back to ROQ Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we discuss all things screen printing. Today's episode features ROQ Roots, and we are joined by our special guests, Joao and Nuno Venda of ROQ International. I'm ROQ US President Ross Hunter, alongside of our creative producer, Mr. Meryl Capps.
Yo. Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Yeah. I'm learning Portuguese, but all I know is
you guys know that's Spanish.
We're Spanish.
I know that's Spanish, but I'm working on Portuguese.
Okay.
I've got obrigado. Let's see. Bom dia, and then it would be bom. No, it's like Noah. What's good night?
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Boa night. Okay. See that I should be able to remember that. I bought my sister. My sister moved in with me this year, right before Corona started. I feel bad. She just graduated college. She moves across the country, and then Corona hit, and she can't go anywhere or do anything, right? So, no friends, no anything, stuck at home with me and my wife and a 5-year-old and a dog. And so I got her
Portuguese lessons.
It's any language she wants. It's a lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone.
That's cool.
And she can learn any language. So she started with Italian, and then she's pivoted to German. But I think I'm going to steal it from her before I go to Portugal next time, so I can learn. I can learn some more.
A few more words, yes.
That'd be good, right?
Yeah.
That way, I'm not that American guy that can only say one thing. It's never good.
You can say two.
I can say two.
Yeah. Technically, it's noble.
So we want to jump back in. This year's been a really exciting year for ROQ. Joao just mentioned before the break, that since inception, 36 years ago, I think now, right? 36, 37? So 36 years? 37 years.
It's going to make 37, yeah.
That, you guys have branched out.
Yeah.
And in November, 37 years. So, since then, ROQ's branched out. You've got a facility in Brazil. And then obviously this year in February, we launched ROQ US, which is, really exciting. The international company is really international, with branches in multiple locations. So, how do you guys feel that this joint venture in the U.S. has enabled screen printers and digital printers to better take control of their business? Like, what do you guys feel that this has really done for the brand and for what we're doing, moving into the future?
Well, it was a natural step if we think that U.S. is one of the, if not the big, is one of the biggest market. I think that makes perfectly sense if you see other multinational companies and machine manufacturers in textiles, or not proper textile, but everything. It's important if we want to serve US, to be more close to the client, to have a better brand perspective. It's important to be close. It's important for clients to feel like we are close. We are here to support you. We have an entire team dedicated to you. So it doesn't mean that in the other markets we're not doing a great job with other partners, especially distributors, doing wonderful job in their own markets. But for US, taking into account that it's a market when we have big expectations, we have goals to reach on this market. So for the brand perspective, even to thinking on Central America, Mexico, South America, in that perspective, being US, I think it's something that is something really important to this step, and especially because we are entering a new level. We start like 4 or 5 years with the digital technology, entering the digital solutions. Still working hard on that level. So we want to be a solution for DTG for our clients, and thinking that the US is a big market for this type of equipment, and it makes absolute sense to be there to support our clients, be prepared with the inventory, machines, service, and all the team that is now part of the ROQUS.
Absolutely. Oh, it's been a really fun year. Obviously a challenging year, with starting a company in February, right before basically the entire world, shut down.
Yes.
But it's given us some time to learn. It's given us some time to plan. And, cool enough, I guess, just a piece of info for our listeners. We, in like 4 days, actually get the keys to our first ROQ US facility in Orlando, Florida. Mm-hmm. So we've got a big big space opening up. We're consolidating all of our warehouses out here, our parts. We're going to be able to serve everyone in a much quicker, more organized way, as well as, help our team. Because as it sits, we've had things all over the country, and it's been fun. So there's been a lot of really cool, initiatives that have come out of this joint venture, and, getting everything on the ground. Nuno, for you, from a marketing perspective, I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? Because this all happened in February. We're trying to build a brand now in the US that, coincides obviously with our mothership there in Portugal. So what's that been like for you?
No, it's super interesting. The thing is that I want to add, there's two things. One of them that really made the move easy is the trust that we had in our team already in the US, you guys. Because the work is easy to flow. There's some history between teams. We spent a lot of good times here in Portugal, Barcelona, Long Beach, and it's easy to build bridges and to make work. Mm-hmm. And in terms of marketing, the second important thing is that the US and the communication produced in the US is watched all over the world. I had the most interesting conversation with an Australian gentleman about the problem of printing sleeves that we know is a American problem, that we know it's a thing with fashion there. So it's very interesting for us as a brand to have such boost in terms of image, because the world, in terms of digital ways, pinpoints and makes the US as a first window shopping. And in that sense, it's very valuable for us as a brand as a whole. We've been working together. We've been outputting wonderful stuff. You guys have been doing a lot of great video stuff that we like, and we think it's very, very valuable for the whole brand.
Well, it's been fun, and you guys have launched an initiative. Your whole website's changed too, so you've been working hard getting.
We're not in the place we want. It's an ongoing project. We hope to finish in the next few months because.
Don't kid yourself, dude. It will never stop.
I know. But we gotta have goals.
Absolutely.
So we're pushing everything one step at a time because that's another feature of this brand is safe steps. So we do a lot of small steps, but they're all safe, and that's allowed the sustainable growth for the last 37 years we talked about.
Which I've gotten to learn from you guys, because that's, my way is like 100 miles an hour, go. And it has been fun because it's, I've owned businesses outside of this and ran businesses, and it really is great to get that historical perspective. From a company that's been in business for 37 years and does approach things that way.
Do not kid yourself. There's times for everything. And here at ROQ International, especially Mr. Joaquin and Mr. Manuel took a lot of risks at specific times. And we just worked a lot to make things happen. But
absolutely,
that's with clear goals. If you have clear goals,
there's time we need. Sorry, no. There's time we need to reinvent ourselves, reinvent the market approach, and the same for ROQUS. You're saying we start right before the pandemic crisis. It looks like we are in a war moment all over the world, fighting this coronavirus, this nasty virus. But I think, and we say here in Portugal, I don't know if it's the same in the US, what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Absolutely.
So we hope to leave all this pandemic crisis even more stronger and prepared to serve our clients. The clients are still there waiting for us, waiting for all the solutions they will need to recover on this economy recovery that we all expect. For the next months, hopefully as soon as possible. So the same.
We're all waiting,
and they'll bring new challenges for us, and we'll be here to help them out.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
Sorry. The same happened here when we talk about in the beginning when we start with screen printing equipment in the 90s. I remember we faced some really bad moment of economic crisis in the beginning of the 90s, and we had to change the approach to the market. So we start building and preparing and projecting folding and packaging solutions for textiles to reduce manpower. So that was a good exit for this company, and we restart with another level of product. Now we have screen printing machines, digital machines that we are also doing our first steps on that technology, and folding packaging solutions that our clients in the US are now using more and knowing more about these type of solutions. And the same happened with the COVID crisis. We restart another product called ROQ Mask. So was another escape, another solution to face a crisis. So we sold 5 units so far here in Portugal and Spain. So this tells you that you need to reinvent all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of reinventing here too. The market shift has been crazy, but I've been talking to a lot of people in the US in the industry. Actually, over the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of really great conversations, and everyone's kind of leaning towards when this comes back, when the whole market bounces back, it's going to bounce back in a very, very, very big way. And, I'm with you guys on waiting for that, obviously, but it will be exciting, and we will have a whole new set of challenges, obviously, when that happens as well.
For sure.
Be cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of shift gears here. the
No?
last time I was in Portugal, I believe, is when we had our big customer, i.e.
Summit.
partner summit. And we had about 30, I want to say about 30, 32 partners come out.
More than 30, yeah.
Yeah, it was
2018?
It was
That was in
20.
That was end of June, right before ITMA, the big show in Barcelona.
Yeah,
which we actually took a lot of people to too. So we ended up going to Portugal. We had a great 3-day summit. And did factory tours as well as had some guest speakers in. We got to play around in the ROQ lab, which is top secret. You've got to have a special code to get in, just FYI, if you ever go there. Very cool space though, where a lot of R&D happens, a lot of testing happens on equipment, on wash fast testing. I mean, all that kind of good stuff. And then we ended up taking, a good portion of the group went to Barcelona, and we all toured ITMA together, which was insane. I don't even know how you could walk that whole show in like a week. I mean, it was so big. And it was a great time. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about, that whole experience and from you guys' perspective?
I can only talk about Barcelona because I was there prepping the show. So I only caught you guys in Barcelona.
Yeah, I was here, and Nuno was helping with the show because they were preparing in the move-in period for the Barcelona show. I stayed in Portugal to receive you guys. I think it was was a really great experience, and especially for the client perspective, and especially to know. Who are we here? How we look like? How is the team that produce the concept and prepare this equipment? So it's important to show the client, the user, step by step. Since we got the metal in the laser department until we test the product and we ship in the shipping department and fill the container. All that stuff, it's important to know that there's a team here to support them. It's all a big structure and that care about details.
Absolutely.
I think my perspective and my point of view was a lovely experience for our visitors.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Outside of getting kicked out of a port wine tour, which we successfully were able to get.
Also sharing our.
I never heard that story.
Yeah. Sharing our traditions and the food and our lifestyle here. I think it's.
Absolutely, I miss the food.
I was in Barcelona.
A lot. I bet. Yes, you were in Barcelona setting up a trade show.
I have no idea what you're talking about being thrown out. I was not a part of that adventure.
We can get a little wild sometimes. But we had so much fun. It was a great time for us to really intimately get to know a lot of our partners and understand their businesses, and for them to understand where their machinery came from. And, it really felt, it's family, that whole group of people, that went, and it feels like family.
And, the group I met in Barcelona, it's crazy, but it's a healthy crazy. Okay. So we actually, I learned a lot about your type of partners. There was 2 or 3 different profiles. There's one profile that is very specific to your market, but which is very nice to know and to understand, which probably will be your preferred ROQ Fit user. We don't have that type of customer here in Europe, or at least it's not a big chunk of it. But they were all great people. They all knew tons of screen printing. I'm in marketing, so I always learn a lot of things with our partners. And it was a great experience inside the experience of running ITMA and running the trade show and all of that. It was wonderful to take the time to meet those partners.
Absolutely. And it gave me a chance to tell you again that you need to get rid of those big glowing balls that you guys use at your trade show.
It's not the best wording.
Hey, that's what they are. They're balloons that light up.
We have glowing balls in Portugal. We only take them out in the trade shows, don't worry.
All right. Staying in the car.
Let's see, there's no trade shows now, so we might change something for the next one, which
Fair
is
enough.
supposed to be FESPA in March. Let's see. It depends on the COVID expansion or...
Yeah, I miss seeing everyone. I'm ready for our shows to kick back up.
You guys just won the Vespa Award, right?
We actually won 2. We got the gold. Well, it's not it's a partner from us from Russia. So in printing garments, you got gold and silver, and both of them done in automatic ROQ machines. Yes.
Awesome. What machine was that on?
At the moment, I don't really know what machine was because we're still trying to get in contact with the customer. It's Russia. The communications has not been easy. So there's 1 or 2 possibilities. We want to make sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
That we know exactly what we're talking about.
Cool. And so another thing I want to point out to our viewers, I mean, something we're looking forward to is obviously when this pandemic subsides, travel again. We will have another partner trip to Portugal eventually. I mean, none of us can say when that'll be. Like I can't tell anyone when this bus is ever going to get on the road, but really excited about that. We'll let everyone know, when that does come up again. And I mean, it's one of those trips to me that's kind of priceless. I mean, it's something you should experience if you can. It's an awesome place to be. It's a fantastic culture to learn, and it's a great opportunity for us all to get to know each other on a much more intimate level, which is just a really nice thing. Outside of that, though, once travel does pick up, and I know something that we've always done is, having the offer kind of extended for partners or potential partners to come to the factory before they, purchase something. So someone's looking for a fold and pack line, but, they want to come take a tour. They want to learn a lot more technical aspects of the machine and maybe even work with a technician or an engineer in Portugal. That's something we've done a lot of. Joao, do you want to kind of explain how that, kind of works to the people out there listening?
There's always some clients, and when they do a step to purchase a big equipment, certain type of technology, it's always important to make all the comparisons, compare the product, compare the suppliers. If they have the chance to visit the factories and to understand how these companies are working, how they develop the equipment, how they test it. So for us, it's always great to receive everyone. We've been receiving clients for all over the world, even if they are coming to buy or just to make a research before visiting and before deciding, or to decide later to compare. I think coming and to understand what is here, what's the structure, what's the team, how the team is prepared to serve him. I think is when you buy a product, expensive or not so expensive, but it's something that you will work with that product for at least 10, 15 years. And you should decide in your best interest. So I think is there always the chance to visit the factory? I think our clients are always welcome here. Our clients, and not only our clients, every screen printer is welcome here to know ROQ, to a tour, to know how we work, to know our product and culture, our traditions. So
absolutely,
it's really beautiful to be able to have a deeper conversation with a brand like that. Is so rare and so meaningful.
Yeah.
And Meryl, there's another advantage. We do have a vertical structure. It's hard to explain that we receive sheets of metal and that we ship fully assembled machines. So when you're here, you can see the automated warehouse that can take 5,000 tons of metal, and you can see where we work that metal and where we design the machines, and you meet the engineers. And sometimes you present the problem that you never thought really, and we happen to come up with a solution for you. And there has been stories of people that come here with something on their radar and get out with a different idea and other products and better solutions. So everyone that comes here, there's always a lot to gain. And
Absolutely.
we also win because we're always learning. That's how we can create those solutions.
To complement Nuno, it's when we think that some of our competitors, and we respect our competition, by the way, but the most part of our competitors, they are assemblers. They assemble equipment, but they have different suppliers, external suppliers to supply the parts, and they put the part together and they ship. So they sell, they develop the product, they assemble it, and they ship it. So we, like other few ones, but ROQ develop and manufacture every single component. So we want to have control of all the production steps. So having our high-level technology on laser cutting department, on CNC, so we know that we can develop different type of equipment to serve our market or marketplace, and we know that we control every step. So I think it's important to pass that experience to our clients and our visitors.
Absolutely. And I'll commend you guys too. I mean, every time I've ever been out or heard of anyone that's gone out, I mean, it's like you're hanging out with family, even though you may have never met Joao or Nuno or the team at ROQ. I mean, when you're received out there from the second you get off the airplane to, the second you get dropped back off to go back home, I mean, it really is an outstanding experience, and you guys do an unbelievable job, and it's just second nature. It's not even, I think, something that you think about. It just happens. And those of you that get the pleasure to go, make sure Joao takes you to the Egypt restaurant. It is my favorite by far. So
some of that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The port tour wines are also very funny.
Well, no more port. I don't think we're allowed back in there. I think they actually have a sign on the port wine tour with the ROQ logo that just says like no admittance. And
we'll find a different one for you. There are several.
We know a guy.
Oh, we do know a guy.
There it is.
Absolutely. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and when we come up, we'll wrap up here with part 3 of our discussion and go on from there. Rock on. We'll be right back.
Sounds like a plan.
The new ROQ Fit may be your first auto or the ultimate companion for your larger press. Built to fit, built to print, built to last, and built to blast you into the next level in your business. Whether you're a manual printer looking to take that first step into automation, or a larger shop that needs additional production capacity and unbudgeted space or finances, the Fit couldn't be a better fit for you. For these and other expert supplies to help you press onward, please visit ROQ.US. That's ROQ.US.
I want to welcome everybody back to ROQ Shop Talk, your one-stop ROQ shop where we discuss all things screen printing. Today's episode features ROQ Roots, and we are joined by our special guests, Joao and Nuno Venda of ROQ International. I am ROQ US President Ross Hunter. Alongside of me, Mr. Merrill Capps, our creative director.
What it is.
Oh, what it is. I like that. What it is. So I want to kind of go back to a lot about the company here and kind of understand what is the research and development process that you go through. And maybe we can use the ROQ Fit as a good example, since that's something that, recently, a year ago came up as an idea. So how did that idea, formulate into here's a final product ready to take to market? What's the process that ROQ International goes through there?
The process always starts by the voice of the market, like listening to clients, listening to partners, the distributors. So if is there a market opportunity, we make our own research and all evaluation. And then we decide if we go in that direction or not. For the most part of the clients that know the ROQ product, our entry-level machine so far was the U. Then now we have the Fit as our entry-level machine. The need was the U as a big foot cannot pass in every door. And we know that some clients that are starting by being like manual printers, sometimes they don't have the space available for have like a medium press, small medium press. So we had to prepare and develop a smaller press, but having all the feature of the AU machine, which is a good tool in the market for all the screen printing shops. So I think it's a very friendly user machine. I think all of clients love the U press. So basically the Fit is a U press, but shorter.
So what was that process like? So we knew there was a problem. We wanted to create a solution, and I know I've been there, and I've been a part of a lot of these conversations and stuff. Actually, in Portugal with your engineering department, and it's interesting. You walk into this room, and I swear there's like 75 people in a bullpen sitting in front of computers designing. I mean, it's so. Where does that start, right? Is it a drawing? Is it, here's the problem. It goes to engineering. People meet on it. I mean, without getting into obviously too much detail in terms of, specifics, but just to kind of take us through what that process looks like.
So I remember you saying like, we need to cross that door with the U press. So we started.
And what was your first answer? What was your first answer?
Possible. The client should have a bigger place. We understand. So it starts by finding a solution and like shrinking the U machine a little bit. That basically start like discussions with the engineering department. They take their time to check all the options they have. If they have to create like a complete new product, or if they can adapt an existing product with some little changes. And it can take a year, it can take a few months. We always need some time to see, and then to build a prototype and validate the first one until pass for first production. So
did you guys, after you built the prototype, did you put it on a pallet jack and take it through a door?
No.
We have a measuring tape for that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
We did all the demos in the computer.
I had fun with that. You guys may have seen the video of me taking it through the doors and then actually into just a standard elevator, which was... I got to tell you guys, I mean, that was such a cool experience. And we had a partner reach out to us, or potential partner, this week, actually. And, the videos went out, and he called in and he said, so will this fit down my stairway into my basement in my house? And it's like,
there's a pretty good chance it does.
It does. It does. He'd have to, they've got special rigging companies out here that'll come in, and they actually have dollies. I don't know if you guys have seen these, that will climb downstairs, and they built them for like big safes. So when people get safes delivered, they can take them upstairs and downstairs. And it's really cool that we now have a press that could literally go on one of those dollies, strap in, and go down into someone's basement. Safely.
You're welcome.
Yeah, don't put cardboard on your stairs and put the press and just let it go. Definitely
sheets of wood.
Spend a couple $100 to get a company out there to help you with it.
A skateboard under the machine.
Absolutely.
Let just me add one thing there. In terms of how much time it takes, it depends a lot on the technology we're talking about. If it's a new product in screen printing, we've been working with that for 30 plus years, so there's not that many secrets for us in that type of engineering. If we go to a new area like the ROQ mask, It takes a little bit more, but we felt it was important in several levels, and we dedicated ourselves, and the project was done in record time.
It really was
like
in record time. I think you guys started that in March?
Yes, and the first one was shipped today.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Was this the product that was featured with Prime Minister Trudeau?
No.
Yes. No Prime Minister has ever seen this machine yet.
That was just a press.
Oh, the press, forget it. They were printing. We were talking about the ROQ.
They were printing masks.
So
they actually...
I remember Nuno, it took the Prime Minister being in color text, one of our clients in Ottawa, and launching the ROQ mask after that was smart.
It's like the same timing.
After.
Yeah.
But the ROQ mask actually produces surgical masks completely automatically.
Yeah.
Dang.
So you just need to push a button and take them out.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
So now we just need a machine to push a button that sews a t-shirt.
Exactly.
T-shirt.
Packed. We'll take them out already packed. Don't forget that part.
That's awesome. So in terms of the company, I know, Joao, you mentioned there's about 500 plus people that are employed at ROQ International. And I wanted to give you guys a chance too. I mean, with all those people, obviously it's a global operation. You know, we're not just focused on the US here. You guys have supplied, I believe, the largest screen printing shop in the world in China runs all ROQ oval presses. So, I mean, a lot of different countries using this equipment. What all markets do you serve? I mean, it literally, we're talking completely global, like Antarctica. If I want to ROQ in Antarctica,
I think that's the only continent where we don't have a machine.
Okay,
that's fair.
So a machine on every continent. How many countries? Do you guys know?
On the other side, there's a sea that has a machine from ROQ.
A sea?
Which sea?
Yeah. The Mediterranean Sea has a machine.
Oh, okay.
Is it floating on a boat or?
No, it's sunk with the boat. Or with the container that was in
There's
the boat.
a little story of
we'll make a trade-off,
being dropped in the middle of a storm, and the vessel just decided to release dropping some containers to save the ship. So one of the containers were carrying a folding line to Turkey, if I remember. So
there's a ROQ at the bottom of the sea.
With the sea, yeah. So there's a ROQ at the bottom of the sea.
So we need to go on a scuba diving expedition and get
Let's
footage.
Schedule that for next time.
We've officially created.
You know what?
ROQ Roots.
Ross, it's inside the container, so you have to find the wreckage, find the right container, open the container, assemble it there.
Okay. And then we can build the reef, the ROQ reef.
1 week. Give us 1 week, okay? 1 week.
Done. Challenge accepted.
If I remember, it was after it's closed by Barcelona, so it happened right there. The vessel was leaving Barcelona port, so.
Okay. Oh, maybe we can figure that out one day. That'd be a fun little expedition. Find some ROQ treasure.
And then you sell the episode to National Geographic or something.
Yeah.
There we go.
ROQ of the Mediterranean.
You know, it works. But how many countries? Do you guys have any idea how many countries?
70 plus.
70
plus.
Wow.
It changes. So it might be 77 or 76. I'm not 100% sure.
Wow. No one's bragging, right?
No.
I'm just messing with you guys.
Sorry. To answer your question directly, yes, we are global. We are at 70 plus countries, but every year we expand in number of markets. And we open new partnerships and we get new technicians, and the assistance for us is super important when you're talking about printing. The worst thing a printer can have is the machine stopped. So we go to great lengths to avoid that happening in any part of the world.
That's awesome. Well, I want to wrap up here and let our listeners know where they can find you guys online, social following, Instagram, Facebook, website. Obviously, I hope that everyone listening knows where to find the ROQ US branch of ROQ International. Which,
ROQ.US.
Yeah, very complicated one. It's the name with a dot in the middle of it. But where can everyone find you guys?
Well, in Facebook and Instagram, just look for ROQ or ROQ International, and our website is roquinternational.com.
And that's available in how many languages?
At the moment, 4.
4 different languages. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on that too, actually. Is that foreign? I know that's foreign Spanish. What's
and it's the same in Portuguese.
See, so there is some crossover.
The word is the same. It's just different accent.
Oh, interesting. Well, they're pretty close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I want to thank you guys, Nuno and Joao, for joining us today. It's been awesome to get to learn more about ROQ International and share that with all of our listeners.
We should do this again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do, definitely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you guys have a great night, considering now I believe it's 6 o'clock over there.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Yeah.
Bon night.
Bon night.
Bon night.
Bon night.
Bon night.
Bon
Bon
night.
night.
There we go.
Okay.
And to all our listeners out there, continue to press onward. And from us here at 20 ROQ Studios, rock on.
See
Thank
ya.
you, guys.
Big thanks to our special guests, Joao and Nuno Venda of ROQ International for participating today. As always, thank you for spending time with us this week. Tune in at your convenience wherever you listen to your podcasts by searching ROQ Shop Talk. On our next show, we'll feature the role of screen printing in activism and altruism. If you'd like to request to be on the show, please visit roq.us/ROQ Shop Talk. If you found today's episode helpful, the greatest accolade we could ask for is for you to recommend it to a friend who you think may find it helpful as well. Please like, share, and subscribe on social media. Until next time, Rockers, press onward.